Hello everybody, welcome back to another Sword X Stat video. I wanted to do this. We're kind of 50 days out of the new season. It is 51 days for my server. If you're day 1 server, it's 49, day 2, 50, so on and so forth. Thought as good a time as any to do a video talking about the stopgaps or the level of Primostars you want to hit by the end of the season. So, real quick, I kind of want to go over basically season 1, kind of a little bit of a refresh. Then talk about where you want to hit for season 2. To start off with, season 1, anything that's highlighted is where the stopgaps were. So, if you were free to play, 88's kind of the first one you want to hit. Then you push to 104. If you still had time, you want to hit 128. If you were a light spender slash middle tier spender, 152. If you were a higher tier mid spender, you want to hit 176. And then if you were a whale, you wanted to hit 200. Now, I kind of wanted to show what I did in season 1. I ended up missing out just barely on not only Purgatory Dungeon, but also how many Primostars I gained. I only got 192. I should have hit 200, but instead I decided to save basically all of it for this season. I decided to save 36 hours of XP. I decided to save all my resources to kind of get ahead into this Astral Pact. As you can see, 192, and if the season ended today, I would be hitting 360. The reason that season 2 stopgaps seem so high, as we'll get into in a second, is because we hit the level cap so early in this season, versus season 0 and season 1, where we hit level 100 like 2 weeks before the season ended. We're now hitting the level cap of 130 within 2 weeks as the season began, meaning we still have another, because 51 days, we still have another 2 months, month and 3 weeks to basically gain all this season, all these season levels and season power bonuses, right? So, to kind of go from here, the first stopgap we want to hit in season 2 is 580. This is where I think many free-to-play players will probably get to, and it might even be a good idea to just stop here, because depending on when you hit 580, you might want to just save for season 3. The only two stopgaps that you should focus on are the EXP gain and the gem drop. EXP gain is only gained passively, and the only way to increase this percentage is if you spend money. So Astral Pact is one of the best ways to gain all this. And then gem drops have been an incredible, just one of the best ways to increase your power as free to play. Besides relics, but we don't get any relic permanent upgrades from this. So 580 is the first stopgap you should really target. And then depending on when you hit the 580, like let's say you have another 2 weeks of the season left, or another week left of the season, push for 680. As that is the next stopgap, and I think where many free-to-players, even light spenders, might just want to stop here. If you are a light spender, this is the first stopgap to hit as well, which is 680. And then the max, I would say, for free-to-play to push is 800, although I think 680 is perfectly fine to stop at. Light spenders should maybe try for 800, but if you also want to stop at 680, I'd actually recommend it, as gem drop plus 5%. It's good, but starting season 3 with a massive head start on your resources is just a much better decision. Light spenders, if you do want to push past 800, 920 would be your stopgap max. Basically 920 and then you're done. If you're a mid spender, this should probably be the first stopgap you hit. It's probably going to be a stopgap many mid spenders will go past and go for 990, as I mean Ascension plus 3% is always helpful. It may not be as important, might be the least important as, you know, the dungeon 2 times and the gem drop and EXP game. It's still good to have though, right? But this is the first stopgap for many mid-tier spenders, and it should be probably the final stopgap for all light spenders. If you're a mid spender, pushing the 990 could help you, and even pushing the 1060 could be good. I see myself either stopping at 1060 or stopping at 1200. I am a whale, so I am going to push, you know, 1060, 1130, 1200. But if you're a mid-tier spender, stopping at 1060 is the ultimate final stopgap for you guys. If you can push to 1130, I don't think it's worth it, considering you can go into the new season with more XP and, you know, more resources. But 1060, again, final stopgap for mid-tier spenders. Light spenders, your final stopgap will be 920, which I think most light spenders should try to push for. Again, that extra 2% experience can go a long way for the season. 1060 for mid-tier spenders. This 1130, if it could be good for you. Personally, I think that's up to whoever's playing the account, right? It might even be my stopgap, just because I do want the 2-time dungeon plus 2%. Think it's great. I want to push for 1200 this season, and if that means season 3 I start a little behind, so be it. I am a whale, and I think this is just, I missed out on the 200, and I already see other people who got to 200 catching up to me. So really want to push for this. That's just me. Past this, I'm not sure what people should really stop at. It says, you know, each permanent upgrade, you should just look to stop at each one, then measure if you can keep on going. If you're like a Giga Whale or a Kraken, as I call them, 1520 would probably be the best point to hit for you guys. But that's just because it's another EXP gain, right? If I hit 1200 early enough, I may push for 1280, but I don't see it happening. I think I'm going to be on the cusp of the season ending, barely hitting this as it is, especially since I started at 192 rather than 200. So yeah, but that's it for the Primostar gain. Kind of just want to show off the Astral Pact. As you can see, if the season ended today, I would practically double my Primostars already, as I'm at 160. But the season's still young, right? We're still brand new into the season. It wouldn't surprise me if, you know, let's see. Again, I just kind of want to show this. We have this nice little bar here, so after season tally, we can now see what we're going to hit. I still got a lot of leveling to do. Still got a lot of relics to upgrade, right? So, again, just to measure it out again, 580 right here is the first stop point I think everybody should be going for. Then 680, as you can see right here, this is the next stop point. 800 if you are if you're free to play, this should be the final stop point you hit. Then you want to save your resources. Definitely save 36 hours of experience before going on to the new season. That way you could just start, you know, I think it's level 131. 130 was the max level. If you are light, this should be your first stop point. Light spenders should then get past this 860. It's good, but it should not be a stop point for you. You want to have your next stop point here at 920. Then to continue, 990 if you're gonna push it. That could be a good stop point for you. 1060 is the ultimate stop point for mid-tier spenders. Light spenders should max out right here. Maybe get to here if you're still early on in the season, right? And then for the whales like myself, 1200 should be a good stop point, and then 1280 is the ultimate stop point. If you're a giga whale and you can get past this, I can't go any higher. If you're the giga whale and you can get to 1360, go for it. If you can get to 1440, go for it, right? That's just it for this video. Thought it'd be a good idea to talk about it a little bit. And again, with the season coming up, you know, to basically the halfway point where we're about to get a second set of relics and everything, I just thought it'd be a good idea to have this information out there as people are now starting to get to 130, 131, 132, kind of figuring out, hey, what do I spend on, right? In progression, as you can see, I'm getting a lot of points from my relic level. I get a lot of points from character level and gear level. So these three should be the main focus, which means you want to upgrade stone. For your cart, you want to upgrade stone, wood. I noticed sand, ore, and rolla are the most important to upgrade. If you choose to upgrade any of those three after, you know, you're done with maxing out stone and wood, absolutely recommend it. I'm personally going with rolla. More rolla means more shop refreshes. More shop refreshes means a lot of ore and sand being bought. That's my thinking on it. But anyways, that's it for this video. I'll catch y'all in the next one. See ya.